Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get any further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the podcast. Today's episode is YouTubers of Death, a journey into the disturbing world of content creators who went from clickbait to the pearly gates. Trigger warning. These stories are so unsettling, they may keep you up all night. And that's why I want to take a moment to tell you about Sleepy Time Deado beds. Now listen, if you're anything like me, you often find yourself doom scrolling at 3 a.m. wondering if you'll ever get back to sleep. The cure for that is a Sleepy Time Deado mattress. It's made with extremely flammable yet comfy polyurethane foam, and it arrives on your doorstep conveniently stuffed in a tiny box. Nothing says quality like a bed that can be folded into a burrito. Use promo code DEADO at checkout and you'll receive 40% off the already heavily marked up price. And now, on with the show. It's another round of deadly YouTube stars, today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details.
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death.
In entertainment.
Greetings, Deado Universe.
Hello there.
How the heck are you? What's going on, everybody? My name's Kyle Plouffe.
I'm Ben Kissel.
And I'm Alejandro Dowling.
Thank you all so much for listening to Death in Entertainment. Go to the Patreon, patreon.com/diebud. $10 a month. You get to watch every episode live and chat with us before the show.
Yes.
Today's episode, oh my God, YouTube, you know what it is. Maybe you've been on it. But thankfully, or hopefully, you're not a YouTuber of death.
Bom, bom, bom.
Volume 2.
YouTubers keep either dying or killing people. So, before we get into it, we just got to warn you, we are a true crime comedy podcast, so there will be some laughs, all right?
Yeah, so if that's not your thing, go watch some cute cat videos.
Hey.
Well, cats will rip your face off and eat your testicles.
Yes.
Also, they're not murderers, they're content creators.
Right. And with that, let's get into it.
Okay, chapter 1. This is a man named Tor Eckhoff.
Whoa, buddy, what'd you call me?
And he was born on November 22nd, 1964, in Kristiansand, Norway. Online, he was known as Apetor because he had a fascination with evolutionary biology, particularly the similarities between apes and humans.
Not the way we eat bananas.
I think the way that we do everything, like walk, talk, he just, he viewed himself as a big ape.
Okay.
And he liked to play around, make people laugh.
Doing ape stuff, or
Yeah, actually.
what's an ape thing?
You know, like dangling your arms and going like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah.
Being all funny.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He did the normal human stuff, like getting a degree from the university.
Wow.
And he eventually realized normal society wasn't for him.
He's more into the ape thing.
Yeah. So then he moved with his partner, Tova, and their son to a cabin in the woods.
Uh-oh.
His day job was working at a paint factory.
Ah, he was huffing paint all day.
Absolutely.
Takes a toll.
I knew a dude who worked in big weed, and he loved weed, but he got the job at the factory, became allergic to it.
Oh, wow.
That said, he would break out into hives because too much weed in the air.
No kidding.
That can cause you to become allergic?
It's like a lot. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to wear masks and shit.
So then how is Tommy Chong still alive?
Well, how did Magic Johnson beat AIDS? We don't know.
True. So the paint factory might have been a little boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a paint factory.
And living in the countryside, kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted a little more. A
Mm.
little more excitement.
Yeah.
So he created a YouTube channel
Wow.
in fall 2006.
Okay.
And he uploaded his very first video titled In My Boat. And do you have any guesses what this video was about?
See Michael Myers from, or Mike Myers from the 1991 SNL sketch? Where he pretends to be a spastic boy tied to a playset.
You're close. It's a video of him driving his boat.
Oh,
Damn.
That's it.
it's cool.
Nobody cared.
Yeah.
What?
Not that many people watched it.
Why not?
You know, because YouTube was new at that time.
That's the reason.
Not
Yeah.
a lot of people were tuning in general. You know, the first video ever was someone going to the zoo.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was very mundane.
Grip it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So in my boat, and then it is indeed him in his boat.
It is, yes. It's not an SNL sketch.
Got you.
And do you guys know the first YouTuber to reach 1 million subscribers?
No.
Fred.
Oh, my God.
The guy that talk like this.
I forgot about Fred.
I don't know, Fred.
Oh, my God.
Good.
Keep it that way.
I once watched a 3-hour video about Fred.
Oh, my
His
God.
name was just Fred?
Yeah. He was like this little kid. He had a bunch of direct-to-DVD movies. It was awful.
All right.
Kyle
Are
has
you-
seen them all.
Can you legally obtain these? Or?
Of course.
Okay.
So because the boat video didn't drive a lot of excitement,
Right.
he realized he had to up the ante and make more waves.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to paint the town ape.
Mm-hmm. Got to go real nuts here.
So he decided to start ice skating.
Okay.
And then
At any point does this get interesting?
bathing himself in ice water.
Ah.
So he would go out onto the lake
Uh-huh.
and then jump in the water
Nice.
in the freezing cold.
Great. And what were these called?
Well, it was part of his series called On Thin Ice.
Not even doing this.
And his breakthrough video was called On Thin Sea Ice 2. So not the first one,
Wow.
but the sequel
Wow.
to On Thin Sea Ice. This is the one that broke through.
That's interesting. So almost like how Evil Dead 2 is better than Evil Dead 1 because it was Evil Dead 1 with a budget.
Yes. This is the Terminator 2 of Thin Ice videos.
Also, Ouija is one of the few horror franchises where the second is better than the first as well.
That had a sequel?
Yes, and it was totally non sequitur.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look at some of On Thin Sea Ice 2. Skating around, not a care in the world.
Kind of like the ASMR aspect of it.
Before that was popular, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't really talk in any of these either. Which adds to its international appeal.
Yeah, he's definitely skating. Oh, now he's shirtless.
Pantsless. And
He jumped in. Wow, it's continuing to dive into the cold, frigid water, almost like a Loch Ness monster.
So
And then he
this-
kind of whales himself out of the water, sort of like a struggling
he's like humping the ice.
He's
seal.
making seal, exactly. That's what he's doing there. And he makes seal noises.
Oh.
He had some snot there.
Yeah, you get a little snot rocket.
I want to get to one of his seal noises.
Well, then he's swimming with the skates on,
Yeah.
which is seemingly dangerous.
Yeah.
You think?
I would think so.
I think jumping in the freezing cold water could be dangerous too.
Yes, he's kind of got a... This is what Bert Kreischer was going to be doing.
And he's chugging vodka.
I think that is what he's doing.
There it is. And see, you got two animals here. You got him making the seal noises and then acting like an ape at the end.
Oh, interesting. Although you don't see apes often near the sea.
Well,
He's the ape of the sea.
Interesting. Okay, so that went viral.
yes, 1 million views in a week.
Wow.
How's that?
Pretty good.
So he went from being isolated at his cabin
Oh, I
Yes.
get it.
to being the coolest new YouTube sensation of 2011.
2011. All right.
His clips were being shared all over social media. The views were climbing on YouTube. And then the clips were also being passed around on TV on major Norwegian networks.
Whoa. Like, Clarkenflurken?
Clarkenfluken?
Oh my God, he got on a Clarkenflurken?
Clarkenflurken is my favorite show.
Oh, Clarkenflurken on Clarkenflurken is one of the bigger shows.
Yeah.
He was popular in Poland.
Wow.
Polish people loved him.
And we love the Polish people.
Yes, we do. So, as you can tell, his humor is very absurdist. They called him the Mr. Bean of Norway.
That's a bit of an overstatement. Rowan Atkinson's one of the greatest actors of a generation. This man is pretending to be a seal, cutting his nipples on sea ice, but okay.
They called him that. I didn't. And he also had media appearances in Australia and the United States.
Wow.
Later on, he appeared in the Norwegian movie Long Flat Balls 3. That's not a porno.
I hope not.
It's a romantic comedy, kind of a sports movie, too.
Okay.
Soccer players.
Yeah.
I think that's where the balls come in.
Oh, I see. It's not about testicles.
No.
Got you. Long, flat balls.
Yeah, we'll have to add that to the watch list.
Absolutely. By the way, I watched Jack and Jill. Fantastic.
Was that your first time?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I did not hype it up, did I?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, you undersold it.
Did you like that cameo from Jared?
Yes, he's all over the movie.
All over kids, too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Subway
okay.
Jared, yes. Can never trust a Jared.
Let's get back to a happier story here. So this also invited debate. Was what he was doing dangerous?
Yeah.
Because he did have a near-death experience early on. So after that, he
In his life or his YouTube career?
YouTube career
Oh, wow.
in 2007. So after that, he would practice getting in and out of the water more efficiently and safely.
Good. Really smart.
Yeah, this was Snow Laughing Matter.
Oh, boy.
Let's watch this clip
I'm not giving you any of
from
it.
the Discovery Channel where the doctors are talking about it.
Okay.
He has got that I'm invincible feeling from being completely wasted.
He's clearly gone through a third of a bottle of vodka by the time we see him diving into the ice.
Alcohol dilates the blood vessels that are in the skin, and it directs a lot of blood to the skin. So it gives you that sort of warm feeling.
But be warned, it is just a feeling.
Yeah. In reality, though, that doesn't really keep you from freezing. If more of the blood, think about it, is directed to your skin, it's exposed to the icy water faster, and so you're going to cool down a lot faster. The biggest risk is hypothermia. Your body will start to shut down a little bit. You can lose feeling in your extremities, and you can lose consciousness.
Yes, folks, diving into icy water whilst tanked up on vodka is not a good idea, so don't try it at home.
Whatever you say, nerds.
Yeah, you don't try it at home. You try it outside. That just reminds me of growing up in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But it is cold.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Well, yeah, I guess that warmth is fake, though.
Well, they call it the old, like, winter, the inside sweater.
Yeah.
Drinking a little whiskey in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It does make you feel warm. I don't like, they're like, it's just a feeling. I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that is the point.
Right.
As long as you don't stay out all day, then you'll be fine.
Well, that has happened in Wisconsin, too.
Yes, it has.
There's been people found in their ice shanties the next day. So, yeah, a lot of his videos showed him appearing to chug the bottles of vodka, but he said he was just taking little sips.
I mean, yeah, consecutively, which is called a chug.
And that actually he would use the same bottle over multiple videos.
Okay.
And that was the only time he drank.
Ah.
He wanted to...
I only drink on camera.
Only on camera.
Exactly. Yeah, he wanted to stop those rumors from circulating. And of course, he didn't endorse his activities either for anyone to try at home.
Yeah, I don't know who would, but sure.
No, there were comments that said, hey, I started jumping in ice water after watching your videos, too.
I only do it on January 1st of every year if I'm home in Boston.
Like the polar plunge?
Yeah, I did it this year, too.
Did you really?
Yeah, me and my mom did it. I posted it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'll post it for everyone. I'll post it on my thing again.
And you survived?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow. That's awesome.
Did you see her nipples?
My mom's?
Yeah.
What?
Were they?
I don't know.
All right.
If I saw that, I would have just stayed in the water and killed myself.
Well, right. That's the whole thing.
His most viewed video of all time is called The First Snow 4.
It's the fourth?
Yeah, so
of a first?
Ben, this is the fourth installment of the First Snow series.
Okay.
In case you're
I am
wondering.
confused, yes.
Let's take a look at this. What is that? Viking Fjord, the brand?
Yes, the vodka.
That's always his brand. And he did not have any official endorsement with
Wow.
Once again, he's walking only in his underwear, swimming on a tub.
Oh, yeah, there's a bathtub outside.
Yes.
It's completely frozen. He's making an ice soup to jump into.
Oh.
This video I saw going around.
You did?
Yeah.
Drinking his vodka again.
That's 2 bottles.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's-
look, really, that looks like a fake gulp.
I don't know. Everything seems to be pretty real.
Although I don't know how you're outside in the freezing cold like that and...
Because he's hammered.
No, but in a bottle of vodka's in your hand and you're not chugging it.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be hard to resist.
Is somebody filming him or...
Great question.
Thank you.
Ooh.
No.
No. So
No
he
one
sets
was,
it all up.
Yep, no one was ever with him when he filmed these.
So it must have taken some time for all the different angles.
Yeah, so there's a lot of POV, a lot of static shot
Yeah.
setups. Exactly. And he improved his quality over time.
How? I mean, it's so
Bought
perfect.
a good camera and he what is it? The Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 hours thing.
That's what that was about. Yeah.
So yeah, as you can see, he seemed to find joy in jumping in this cold water. Sometimes he would scrape himself, though.
I could see that.
There are
Yeah.
videos he would get injured, have blood.
Mhm.
He even introduced a chainsaw at one point to make the videos more exciting, where he would cut through the ice
With the
Then-
chainsaw?
Yes, and
And
then
no,
jump in.
no clothes on?
Yep. As for his injuries, he said that's just the frost of doing business.
Nice.
Oh, clever guy.
He said that or you said that? Did the Badger Herald say that?
I guess I said that.
Yes, instead of the cost of business.
In
Something cold.
2018, he had a brush with death.
Ooh. With a comb?
Apetor announced that he had colorectal cancer stemming from chronic inflammatory bowel disease and not from any of the activities that he did on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So he underwent surgery and wore a colostomy bag.
Fantastic.
And he filled that up on the daily.
Well, I'm
Ice
sure
water?
he did. Yes. With his piss and his face.
But I have great news.
What?
The cancer went into remission.
Wow.
Nice. I mean, honestly, taking an ice bath, it may help.
Yeah.
With, stopping the cancer spread.
It certainly helps with inflammation.
Yeah.
There you go. I have a question then. Is he invincible?
Yes.
You know?
Of course. That's why we're talking about him on a death podcast.
Yeah. No way he's dead.
Or was his mortality on thin ice?
Hey.
Yes. Very good.
On November 22nd, 2021, he uploaded a video for his birthday titled, "I Am Not Dead. I am 57 today."
Oh, good for him.
And why don't we watch some of this? Notably, there's no snow yet.
Right. The water that he is in is filthy. Okay.
That means happy birthday.
And he's painted the numbers 5-7 on his head for 57.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got clothes on.
Wow.
And a tie.
And a jacket.
And some more vodka.
Oh, thank God. It was without the vodka.
Scala.
Is he going to it? Oh, he's kissing a tree.
You can see the Mr. Bean comparison here, I think.
In a total loose nonsense way. Yeah.
Now he's got a plastic bag over his head.
And he's drinking vodka through said plastic bag, which
is vodka boarding himself.
I'd like to remind you both that he was internationally famous.
Wow.
People loved this guy and his content. You are watching something that entertained millions.
Absolutely.
right now.
I've seen some of his videos.
Yeah,
for sure.
love that. Oh, he's pretending to be an elk.
This is very highbrow.
Transition to Elkator.
And he's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the ape so much. It's really just the filthiness of the tub water that's turning me off a little bit.
Don't drink it.
I'm kind of bummed to see him smoking a cigarette after surviving cancer. And
It was butt cancer.
Well, still,
He wasn't butt chugging the cigarette.
you gotta take care of yourself.
I don't think he cares.
And each other.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. Thank you, Mr. Springer.
4 days after posting that video, he was recording a video at Jacob's Dam in Kongsberg, Norway, November 26, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he fell through the ice and was trapped below the surface.
Oh, shit.
While drowning, he screamed for help. Horrified onlookers called police. Then divers were sent down to rescue him.
By the time divers have their gear on, you're dead.
They pulled him out of the water, and he was airlifted to the closest hospital. But efforts to save him were in vain.
Oh.
And he was pronounced dead the next day. Because he had been exposed to the freezing water for too long.
Yeah.
He was 57 years cold.
Oh, boy.
Very good. Very good. So that was 4 days. The video we just saw was 4 days before his death.
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting.
And that's the last video on his channel.
Well, he seemed to enjoy life.
Yeah.
In his own unique way. And he got fame, and he got his vodka, and he got to be cold, which apparently he liked.
Yeah.
He loved.
Yeah.
It is crazy, too, for them saying that, he was in the water for too long. Sometimes it's actually a benefit to be in cold water, and it actually preserves you for a little bit longer. There's been people who died in their cars and went into a ravine in the middle of, an icy river, and they ended up surviving because of the cold, it was said. Oh, it's interesting.
Not in his case.
No, definitely not.
His girlfriend Tova wrote about his death on Facebook in a sort of letter to him.
Okay.
Quote, "My dearest Tor, Friday the 26th November was just a regular Friday. You went to a water near Königsberg and you looked forward to skating. You should also film a little, which you should use in the video on YouTube. You messaged me when you arrived with pictures of yourself and the water. Nice relationship," you wrote, "but something went horribly wrong. You ended up in the ice water, and this time you didn't get back up, like you did so many times before. In the end, you were picked up by divers and sent by air ambulance to Ullevål Hospital. They did everything they could to bring you back to life, but you had been underwater for too long. On Saturday night, John and I were with you when the doctors in the hospital turned off all the machines that kept your body going."
Wow.
Very sad.
Yeah, so
Brutal.
he did leave behind a son too, remember?
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
And he had a girlfriend this whole time.
Uh-huh. And he worked at the paint factory the whole time.
Wow. Yeah.
He was still at the paint factory?
At least until he had cancer.
Wow.
And he didn't ever make money from his channel.
He didn't?
Very little just to maintain it.
For the love of the game, baby.
Wow.
Exactly.
I love this guy.
And currently, his YouTube channel is frozen in time with 1.4 million subscribers.
Oh, good for him.
So all I have to say is Apetor, R.I.P.
Very good. Very good.
Very punny.
Indeed. All right. Apetor. I'm going to have to check out his channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Chapter 2. I didn't realize that South Korean live streaming was this cutthroat.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know about that.
Yeah.
I do.
Who knew that South Korean live streaming could get as crazy as American hip hop in the 90s?
Whoa.
This is like the Tupac and Biggie story of South Korea. They walk around and stream their daily lives, which I don't understand how that's content.
Anything is content.
Wait, streaming your daily life?
Yeah.
Isn't that one of the more common subjects on YouTube.
It is, but I'm like, who the fuck? Who cares?
I'm a vlogger.
Yeah.
Well, it is interesting when you watch something from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because then you see like, oh, that's what life was like that.
That's true.
I remember
too.
that.
Yeah. These two men are only identified through court documents in Busan. They're known as Joe and Hong. And Joe and Hong, they were actually two good friends before they became content creators. Years before they were content creators, it's Joe and Hong's Excellent Adventure. They're just freaking hanging out.
Yeah.
And they're just out there living life before they got into the wild world of live streaming and gaming. So, like I said, they're the kind of guys that would just like walk around and show their day-to-day life. One of the videos that I saw was just of this guy standing outside smoking a cigarette, waiting for the bus.
Okay.
And
I like it.
He's got thousands of people watching that.
Slice of life.
Exactly. I think people like to see what's going on in other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
In all its simplicity, it's still something new to the viewer then.
I mean, obviously this is South Korea, but I just watched an entire thing on North Korea, and it's very boring, but it's fascinating.
Right.
Nothing's going on, really, but you just get to see behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And same with anything nostalgic. If I watch videos from this channel where they just have a bunch of B-roll from like staples or movie theaters from 1988, 1991, and I'll just watch it. It's very entertaining.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the guys, Hong, had overheard that Joe made some not so nice comments on one of his streams about his girlfriend.
Whoa.
And this started
What'd Joe say about my girlfriend?
Nice. That started a Tupac and Biggie type war.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys went back and forth like cats and dogs, putting out diss track or diss video after diss video, just like Tupac dissed Bad Boy as a staff record label and as a motherfucking crew.
Yeah.
And they ended up like assaulting each other and
in real life.
Yeah, going to court for, I think, there were 300 open cases against each other that they just kept opening to try to extort each other through the
that's a lot
judicial system and small claims and all that. So they were going back and forth to court for years.
They would call those frivolous lawsuits.
Very frivolous. I was surprised they allowed them to have that many open cases.
Yeah, I think they just need to kiss.
Yeah, they should. Things were escalating. Like I said, they ended up assaulting each other. And it was getting to a point where one of the cases against Hong was going to cripple him financially. And it actually had the chance of going through. So they right here, the video that I saw of that dude smoking a cigarette and waiting for the bus, that was his last video ever.
Okay.
So he was just waiting to go to court, and he was taking the bus at 8 a.m. for a 9 a.m. court date.
And then he just decided to stop vlogging.
Yeah, so he took, you can't take the camera with you, I guess, inside it and film, I would guess, even in South Korea, inside of a courthouse. So he was, done for the day and was probably going to pick it up later after the court hearing. But there was another live streamer. His name was Hong, and he had a live stream going of outside the courthouse.
His friend, Hong.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they say, in a chilling incident that has shaken the YouTube community, the coastal city of Busan, South Korea, witnessed a tragic event that left thousands of followers in dismay. The rivalry between two prominent Korean YouTubers culminated in an unprecedented act of violence, resulting in the death of one of them after allegedly being stabbed by his rival during a live stream outside the courthouse.
Well, there's a lot of evidence there.
This dude live streamed himself killing his rival.
Okay.
And what year was this?
This was May 9th, 2024.
Because there's something about the younger generations where they don't mind live streaming their crimes.
Yeah.
It's like they want attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The deceased, known on the platform as Jodel TV, was approximately 50 years old, and he had appeared at the courthouse on May 9th, 2024, as a victim in a damages case, seeking severe punishment for his nemesis, which was Hong. And reports indicate that both YouTubers have been embroiled in bitter legal disputes for over 3 years, accusing each other of assaults and defamation. The fateful day unfolded as Jodel TV was live streaming on his YouTube channel, discussing the case with his followers. In an unexpected turn of events, his alleged rival approached him from behind and, to the shock of viewers, began ruthlessly stabbing him. Despite attempts to save his life, Jodel was found in cardiac arrest and rushed to a hospital where he was later pronounced dead.
So he was alive after the stabbing?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about stabbings. You're still alive for a while, just going, ow!
Yeah, could have done without that.
So it is brutal, and it just got resolved late last year, November 21st, 2024. A 56-year-old YouTuber who killed another YouTuber was sentenced to a lifetime in prison on Wednesday, after which he shouted, "Thank you," for unexplained reasons.
Okay.
He was that old?
Yeah.
56 and 50. Old people shouldn't be vlogging.
Yeah, because I just said these younger generations.
Yeah, this
is not young.
A younger platform, but certainly not
Holy crap.
young participants.
They are far too old for these shenanigans.
106 years between them.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Busan District Court found the defendant, surnamed Hong, guilty of retaliatory murder, rejecting his claims that he never intended to kill the victim, which we have the live stream there.
We stabbed him a whole bunch.
What, he thought he was a steak or something? Like, you can't defend yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
He stabbed him upwards of 12 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
South Korea's Criminal Act stipulates that those found guilty of murder are to be punished from at least 5 years in prison to the death penalty. And then when he was sentenced to life, he thanked the court and then began clapping.
Okay.
Thank you. So
That sounds like some Apetor would do.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he said thank you and then started yelling profanity at the bereaved family of the victim who were present in court to celebrate him going away for life.
Oh, well, I guess there was no love lost.
All's well that ends well, huh?
I'm glad there wasn't a Hong jury.
Nice.
Yes, indeed.
Moving on to another Joe.
Wow.
We have chapter 3, the tale of Jupiter Joe.
Whoa.
And his sidewalk astronomy.
You can never have too much Joe.
No.
Especially in the morning, right?
Don't talk to me before I've had a nice hot cup of coffee.
Okay, Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy. It's a family-friendly YouTube channel that you can still visit to learn about the cosmos to this day.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but the main gist of the whole channel is this guy, Joseph Martinez. He calls himself Jupiter Joe. He calls himself the astronomer of the Bronx.
Oh, nice.
And
cute.
he would set up his telescope on the sidewalks of New York City and give sidewalk astronomy lessons to adults and children who were just walking by.
I love that.
That's a great idea.
It's very nice.
I mean, there's a lot of light pollution in the Bronx, but I guess with a proper telescope, you could see some stars.
Yes, and he does have a proper telescope. Here's a news story from BronxNet that explains a little bit more about Joe and what he does.
That big crater that you saw right in the middle of the moon, that's that crater right there. Wow.
He's looking to build interest, picking a busy street like this one, where many pause briefly in the middle of their schedules to consider all that is happening above.
The last time I saw the whole thing with the moon was when I was 9 years old. When they landed on the moon, I remember seeing it. I think it was 69, if I'm not mistaken. And that was the first time. So this is the second time I see it that close. So.
Last time I saw the moon was in 1969.
That's pretty cool.
Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy is just a local outreach program. It's a grassroots outreach program that's designed just to bring awareness of the cosmos to the people.
And there's been much to talk about this month with a great conjunction on the 21st, the same day as the solstice, this marking the closest anyone has seen the planets Jupiter and Saturn in a night sky in 800 years.
Whoa.
It is this neighborhood where he grew up in that he wants to share about all this, which happens to be in a borough with a strong connection to astronomy.
There was an eclipse that happened in the Bronx back in the 1920s, and the Bronx was the only place that you could really come to see the total eclipse happen.
Out of that, the Amateur Astronomy Association of New York, one of the largest in the world, formed. The Bronx is also home to the city's second largest planetarium, located at Truman High School. The Hayden Planetarium on West 79th Street is the largest. For more information on locations to see the stars, go to JupiterJoesAstronomy.org.
Yeah.
The hell of a not a microscope, a telescope.
Telescope,
My
yeah.
God.
And right in the middle of the city there, next to the hot dog stand.
Yeah.
Makes you miss New York.
That solstice, that's like the tax season for astronomers.
Yeah.
Right? It's like exciting.
I feel like
tax season is devastating.
I'm like to IRS.
All right, what I mean is,
like the
yeah,
Super Bowl.
for accountants.
For accountants,
Like it's
sure.
exciting for accountants, like tax season.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Suicide rates probably go through the roof.
Or
but
it's busy.
taxes
It's
are
busy.
horrible. Why do you make me think of taxes?
It's busy. Well, you know what they say, death and taxes.
Yeah.
Talk about one of those subjects a lot on here.
Taxes, mostly.
Tax in entertainment.
Fascinating.
Jeff is saying that's not how eclipses work. It wouldn't just be in one borough. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these guys, a lot of the space people, I don't know, people who deal with space.
Yeah, they're called space people.
Yeah, they're always talking about how this is the one time only that you're going to see in the next 10,000 years that this is going to happen. It's
I feel like every summer they do that.
Yeah.
You somehow you made a racial slur for astronomers.
Space people.
Space.
You fucking
space
person.
people. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good promotion for the Bronx, too, that whole piece.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he really wants to get over by being the Bronx guy.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they did a whole big write-up on him on the impact. Nicole Alarcon wrote about Jupiter Joe and his journey through space. And Jupiter Joe says, I remember being home as a kid and just looking out my window, staring at the moon. I remember I did that when I was 13, smoking my first cigarette, just staring at the moon, thinking it was great.
Well, there's that great children's story, too. Good night, moon.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
He said...
Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful rock.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
He said, there was not much I couldn't see with my binoculars. Joseph Martinez, also known as Jupiter Joe, had the shine and passion of a million galaxies in his eyes. Martinez discovered his abiding enthusiasm for astronomy after his father gifted him a pair of binoculars when he was just a boy.
Nice gift.
Yeah. Fast forward.
This Jupiter Joe thing really caught on, too.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean this as any disrespectful way, but he's sort of like the poor man's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Ah.
No, he's not an asshole. Neil deGrasse Tyson is just so up his own ass, and it's like half the stuff he says, yes, I'm sure it's all true and shit, but I'll just get it from Bill Nye.
Yeah.
I'll just go to Bill Nye and get the same information minus all the pomp.
Everybody loves Bill Nye.
Yeah, he's universal.
Actually, I'll go to Beekman. Go to Beekman from Beekman's world.
Luigi Manioni.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Beekman.
Right, I was
Go for him.
Who did you say looked like Beekman recently? Luigi.
Yeah. So he says, fast forward to my 30s, my daughters were at an age where they started getting interested in things. I always had a passion for space, so we would always end up talking about space missions. One day, I decided to buy a telescope, and that first night, we set up the telescope on the roof. The different residents in the building would see it and wander up asking questions. About 2 weeks after I had purchased the telescope, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to take this out to the street and see what happens.
I love it.
So he's a man of the people.
He is.
He wants to
Jupiter
go out there,
Joe.
interact with everyone, and let them know about the stars.
Yeah.
Not only was he inviting them up to his roof, but then going down to the street with his equipment.
Absolutely. And that's a big-ass telescope to be hauling around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he started at his local gas station because he knew that there was going to be a ton of people walking around. And it was light polluted, so just looking at the moon, they wouldn't be able to see everything without the help of the telescope. Which I don't even know how. I mean, that's a different thing.
You want to get into what you know about the astronomy?
About light pollution and how it goes through it.
I excitedly.
That's for the space people to know.
Yeah.
I excitedly took an astronomy class once.
Really?
And oh my God. I felt like the stupidest person in the world.
That's a bunch of shit.
There wasn't one word I understood.
Yep. Constellation.
Because I thought we were just going to look at stars.
I'm feeling constellated.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then there was all this math involved.
Yeah, that stuff always made me annoyed. And then they would be like, that's a lion. I'd be like, I don't see the lion.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that and they're like, well, if you draw all the lines. You know,
I can draw anything.
Yeah, I'll just. Yeah.
Draw a dick.
Yeah, exactly. That's the constellation cock and balls right there.
Jupiter Joe.
Yes, he says, looking at Jupiter, it's 420 million miles away. Looking at Saturn, which is almost 900 million miles away, their alignment makes it look like they're very close together. And so he was getting ready for this, little, one of the things we were talking about that you only see once in every 10,000 years. They say that Martinez has a big week coming up for the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, an incredible phenomenon that will form a rare Christmas start. And that event will start on December 21st, like I said, of 2020.
Ooh.
He did have a big event, and everything was great.
Nice.
And it was about a year later.
I love these nice stories.
Yeah, there's no way this is going to turn horrific.
About a year later, there is some news that came out. There was a girl.
She cried a river.
And her name was
Drowned the
Minalise.
whole world.
This is a story of a girl. Okay, her name was Minalise Soriano. She was living in the Bronx. And in 1999, she was found by a homeless man in a bag in a dumpster. So her story is, in 1999, on Wednesday, February 24th, she was accompanied by her younger sister to leave her apartment so she could catch the bus to school. The 13-year-old who lived in the Bronx was a 7th grade student at Frank D. Whalen Middle School. On this day, she attended all of her classes as scheduled, and when the school day ended at 2:20, she waved goodbye to her friends and told them she was going to pick up her younger sister, Nadia, from a nearby elementary school. When Nadia arrived home by herself later that afternoon, her mother and stepfather became suspicious that something terrible had happened and filed a missing persons report with the NYPD. After 4 days of no whereabouts on February 28th, 1999, a homeless man who was rummaging around for disposed food and DVDs in the dumpster.
DVDs?
1999.
No, but where's he going to watch them?
He's going to sell them. He's going to sell them. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, he's going to sell them.
$5 a pop.
Yeah, it was behind a Hollywood video.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah. I used to buy everyone had CDs.
Yeah.
All the homeless people were slinging CDs.
So, yeah, when he was trying to find his, next score, he actually found the remains of Minalise Soriano wrapped up in a plastic garbage bag, which is terrible.
That does so. You're looking for Bootylicious or whatever DVD you're trying to find.
Like, damn, look, a brand new Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Is that somebody's head?
Yeah.
I was looking for Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang was a funny movie, by the way.
It's great.
Yeah, Louis C.K. directed.
Yeah. As the years went by, the investigation into Minalise's death had become a cold case and would have remained so if advancements in DNA evidence had not been made. So this was a huge thing. There was
a cold case, an unsolved murder of this high school student.
But it didn't need...
She was 13.
Oh, middle school, excuse me.
Yeah. They said that it would have been solved much earlier had the courts allowed them to use DNA because they had found her with semen on her shirt.
What?
And so NYPD that gets their flowers on this one.
Okay.
They really wanted to crack this case, so they kept that sweatshirt they still have it.
But why wasn't it allowed to be used as evidence then?
New York has a real problem with allowing to use DNA for evidence because they don't want to just start finding all people willy-nilly, I guess. I don't know.
They don't want to start solving crimes. It's really expensive.
It really is.
It's honestly, it's just a price thing.
Yeah.
Because it is very expensive.
It's actually really...
And they don't care about this girl.
Right.
She's, Hispanic gal in 1999, fucking Bronx.
Yeah.
That ain't right that they don't care. But that's
true.
Just the facts.
There was a detective working the case, and he was actually documenting himself as he retired, and he's, visibly upset talking about it because he knew he had to let go of this case and just give it to the younger guys and hope that they still had enough drive to want to solve it like he did.
Yeah. I love that also. They went the Monica Lewinsky route, keep the dress.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
All that semen is going to be important later.
Right.
After 31 years, the decorated detective was ready to retire.
Gonna have to let it go and pass it on and pass the torch. Tough to do. To do.
He seems like a good officer. He cared.
It haunted him.
Yeah.
3 years later, November 2021, we get an update.
In November 2021, 3 years after Ryman handed in his badge, nearly 23 years since Minalise's killing, the city announced it made an arrest.
Minalise was not just a grim statistic or a case number. She was a vibrant child who should be with us today, enjoying life.
A grand jury indicted 49-year-old Joseph Martinez on 2 counts of second-degree murder.
What?
He pleaded,
AKA Jupiter Joe.
Wow.
So this schmuck who's going around New York City just like talking to kids, being like, hey, you want your kid to look in this telescope?
Well, he wasn't doing it like that.
Not quite like that.
I got a telescope right here.
Yeah, where? Unzips his pants.
My pants.
There we go.
It's very chilling that
I don't trust any of those neighborhood guys that have, an attraction that all the kids like. Come on.
Well, you know, if they're making elephant ears or something, having a good time with a little circus ride. I don't know.
And he had no kids, right?
He had daughters.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he had a daughter. Wow,
Yeah.
multiple.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So he thought he had gotten away with it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And he would have, too, if it wasn't for those pesky DNA guys.
Keeping that semen.
Yeah, no, they explain here how they went about it.
DNA in 2018, Chief Emmanuel Katranakis took on the laborious duty of ensuring that the case met the strict criteria that the state requires for an application. It took 2 years for New York State's crime lab to come back with a familial DNA hit.
Yeah, so the way they did this wasn't a direct match. It's like the Koberger thing where they had some DNA and it matched someone in the family.
Okay.
So they didn't do it through like 23andMe and all those other DNA services. They actually entered it into a database of other offenders that have committed crimes in
So
New
he
York
had a
City.
cousin that was probably in the system.
His dad.
His father. Okay.
So his dad, who gave him the binoculars that sent him into Jupiter Joe, also got him caught.
Wow.
The familial DNA hit gave detectives the name of a convicted offender found in the state's DNA database. This means the forensic team would be looking for someone related to that person as possibly being Minerlise's killer.
So they came up with 5 hits. It's him, I think a brother, and a couple cousins. And so once they have that, I think that's what New York State has a problem with, is like, oh, you're casting a wide net. But you're not, because what they actually did was go one by one and start eliminating people who weren't in the area that they definitely know weren't there. And then you have a smaller pot to choose from. And then once they had 2 people, they took the DNA from both those guys, like a discarded cigarette or something. And then they got a complete match to Jupiter Joe.
I would force him to milk me. I'd be like, you want my DNA?
Come and get it.
I'm going to be over there at this rub and tug, get detective whatever over there.
Oh, shit.
You want this cum, you're going to work for it. Okay, interesting.
And so this retired detective actually, gets to talk about it and gets to celebrate that the case was finally closed.
The city says this is the first cold case solved by using familial DNA.
What happens with this new type of technology is you go from a list of 43 people to 1.
That big crater that you saw right in the middle of the moon, that's that crater right there.
Martinez, who was 27 years old at the time of the murder, also goes by Jupiter Joe. He gave sidewalk astronomy classes. Videos of him encouraging kids and adults to see the stars through his telescope are online.
Astronomy, stars, and everything she was interested in is something that
that's horrible.
Is interested in. He's on the internet going around talking about it, so there's a connection there.
And detectives discovered...
Yeah, her family said she would have never gone off with someone that she didn't know.
No, she wanted to learn about the stars.
Yeah, so she knew this guy. He lived in the building. He was in the hallway across the street from her apartment. So he lured her in to be like, I got a telescope. We can talk about the stars and stuff.
And imagine he probably used that telescope for nefarious purposes, too.
Well, that one is the newer one, but yeah, he...
You know,
I mean, who knows? He killed a 13-year-old, so probably.
I just, he wasn't just watching stars.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you're saying like looking into windows and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, boy. Jesus.
Discovered another connection. Old case notes from 1999 showed Martinez told police he'd seen Minerlise around their apartment complex getting mail and selling candy. When Martinez was questioned in late November and denied any physical contact with Minerlise, detectives say that's when they knew he was lying, ultimately sealing the case against him.
He was actually 5th on the list of individuals that I wanted to look at and talk to.
What does that
5th
say?
on their short list.
Says we were heading in the right direction. These cases are so difficult to do, and there are so many setbacks and dead ends. To see that this guy is going to stand in a courtroom and face justice, it's an incredible gratification.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
I can see why, some of these guys lose sleep at night because they have cases like this where they're like, we desperately want to catch this motherfucker.
Right.
And we can't.
And they're close.
Yeah. And you're getting, hamstringed by a court system that's like, oh, we don't want you to cheat using the DNA, even though that's the only evidence you have to work with. It's very, very difficult.
1999, that was a rough year.
Yeah.
You had Woodstock.
This is right up there with
This,
that.
yeah.
And this.
So he's got one last thing here.
That she knows she wasn't forgotten.
She was just 13, deserving of the life she imagined.
Oof. Absolutely. Well, all right. They got him.
He's tearing up here. Yeah, there hasn't been many updates on the case. This and my cousin's case, there's no like news updates about it whatsoever. So he has not been sentenced yet.
He hasn't?
I don't even know if he's been fully tried yet.
Oh, wow.
I think because of COVID messed everything up. And then he's actually really fighting this, saying he definitely didn't do it. Which if he didn't kill her, he's definitely guilty of having his seed on her sweatshirt.
Could someone have stolen that?
Yeah, you can just steal that.
Yeah.
Easy just to steal someone's spunk. Yeah.
Hey,
buddy, hey, look what's in my hand now. Oh, this is your cum. Look at that. You didn't think I could have got that. That's the new Penn and Teller Fool Us. Just has 2 vials of Penn and Teller semen.
How'd you get it?
Yeah. You're not going to know, but I'm going to sprinkle it all over these crime scenes.
We'll close out with his one of his videos for one of his many, many followers.
Great.
Okay, great.
Way eerier in retrospect.
That's so cool.
If you guys want to see the video later, you can visit the website.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes. Where are you guys
That's
from?
him talking?
New York.
Yeah.
Where in New York?
From the Bronx.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I killed a girl around here.
Yeah, I raped and killed a girl here.
Jupiter's Sidewalk Astronomer. I'm right on Pelham Parkway.
That's awesome.
So, where do you guys go to school?
SAR.
Don't tell them.
Great. So, if you guys are ever out, definitely here, take my card again, because I'll be back in the Bronx, and you'll
giving his card to little kids.
Yeah.
If you guys like.
You gotta wonder if he's just reliving the crime over and over. Like, this is how I got her.
Who knows?
And looking for his next victim, possibly.
That's the other thing too, is that he said it was an outreach program, so he's trying to gather and source people.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any other victims out there.
YouTubers of death.
Could be
interesting.
Yeah. Jupiter Joe, you taught kids about the stars. May you now be teaching prisoners about Uranus. Okay.
Oh, well, there we go. I liked it.
For our final story tonight, we are entering the world of esports.
And esports are legit. I did a college gig where the person that booked me did get fired for booking me, which is true. But the #1 sports scholarship they give, esports.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It counts as a sport.
It does. Truly a sport.
I mean, I know it's in the name, but
it's not in the activity.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I am surprised how big this has gotten. I didn't realize. I thought it was just like outside moneymakers. I didn't realize it's actually in our school system now.
That would have been amazing. Like if there was an N64 club or something.
Yeah, that would have saved a lot of a lot of kids being pantsed during dodgeball.
What year was this?
That was probably 2018, 2019.
Wow.
Yep, it was pre-COVID. I'm still so pissed that during COVID we didn't have battle bots every day and e-gaming every day. The sports that came out were like nutsack toss and darts.
That's true.
And not to mention that if it's in the schools, obviously you know how big that is.
Right.
But think of Twitch and all the other platforms, and then YouTube alone, how huge gaming is. It's probably the biggest moneymaker for the content creators and the site, I would think.
Absolutely.
Because people will just watch someone play a game for 10 hours.
I watch the speed runs all the time. It's amazing. What
Those are great, like Super Mario 3 in 5 minutes.
Insane. Yeah.
It took me probably 10 years to beat that game when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
They just do it in 5 minutes.
I think I beat that game by paying somebody $20 to do it for me. Esports. Just imagine you show up with 2 broken knees and you're like, lost in esports.
Betting on esports is a huge thing, too.
Hell yeah.
It's on all the apps now.
Well, it's very serious and, as we'll learn, very dangerous.
Very, very dangerous. This story is very scary. So there was this kid, David Katz, as a young adult, got into playing Madden professionally.
Love it.
Which is crazy. That's a game that you love.
I love
much.
Madden. I'm doing fairly well right now. I'm elite.
Yeah.
But it's not, I'm 3 tiers away from being great.
Yeah.
So Madden is really the first game to start all the sports games, right?
I mean, it's certainly the biggest one, especially with tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would say Madden and Tony Hawk. Those are like the 2 biggest.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Hawk? Oh, yeah, they have competitions for Tony Hawk.
That's crazy.
That's a whole nother thing you got to watch.
Yeah.
Because I think Madden started off on the computer in the 80s and then never looked back. And look, it's still going today, as strong as ever.
Yeah, I remember getting like Madden 94 on Sega, and it's just never stopped. That gravy train is still going.
Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Yes. Okay, so EA Sports, they're the ones who run Madden. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that.
Yeah, that guy makes a lot of money saying that.
Yeah, he goes to bars and like talks to chicks like, you know who I am?
I'm the EA Sports guy. I'm the reason your boyfriend isn't here with you right now.
Yeah.
Probably a pretty good angle for me.
They run Madden tournaments every year. There's qualifiers, there's invite only, there's, man off the street, any schmuck can show up and try to win their way in. Essentially, it's gotten even bigger than like the World Series of Poker.
Yeah, totally.
Huge.
Yep.
Wow, because World Series of Poker has something like 10,000 participants.
Yeah.
Is that similar to this?
Not all at one time, but over the course, over the country, it's like way more competitive.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, I'm actually thinking of the main event alone. But
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. There was this kid, David Katz. He went by the name of Bread.
Because he would always win the bread.
He's making that bread, baby.
Okay.
Not baker themed, money themed.
He was just.
I'm going to go with yeast. Because yeast work, it's a key component in bread.
It's also a part of my infection.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he grew up playing video games like us all, but he got very, very good at Madden in particular. And
not like me.
Yeah, not like me. I play online, I get smoked every time. Probably by this kid.
I do a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, you're elite.
I do a little bit better.
Well, you should.
I'm pretty cool, guys.
You should be one of those walk-ons then to this tournament.
I would love to, actually.
Invite only. Ben Kissel showing up. So he, was playing. He's a Jewish kid from Baltimore, locks himself in his room, gets really good, starts making money. In 2017, he played in the official EA Sports Madden Championship Tournament.
Yes.
This is his introduction here.
Now, on the other side is a PS4 player, Bread. He has had multiple accounts, but over the last 5 years or so, he's been a top 10 player online. There are hundreds of thousands of players that play Madden every single season, millions. He has been in the top 10 for the last 5 years. Now, he's at a live tournament, though, potentially for one of the first times we've seen this guy out there at a live event. So when you play online, you're in the comfort of your own home. You got a water next to you. You're not sitting on the hot seat. There's no cameras on you at home. So you feel really comfortable.
There's no
real high-pressure situation.
Yeah, you got he doesn't have his water with him.
And he looks really freaked out there.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, and I'm sure we'll get into the character traits of this guy, he never has any emotion.
No, he's famous for just being completely, whether he wins or loses, it's the same expression on his face.
It's like poker.
Yes, it really is. It really is.
It's good for poker. I'm not sure about esports gaming, but
I always think
how does it help you if you're doing it during Madden?
Psychological warfare.
Yeah.
There is definitely something to that.
Never let him see you sweat.
Absolutely.
So he goes on to win this game, and this is his post-game conference here.
When I spoke with him pregame, and he was so just understated. He was just in the zone. He's a cool, calm cucumber, downstairs on the first level here.
I don't know if that's going to hold up.
He said very simply, I understand the game really well. I don't overthink this thing. I'm going to take what you give me, and I'm going to beat you. And he said it with just such confidence.
Right.
He moves on. And speaking of confidence, he is downstairs standing by right now with the former great Buffalo Bill, Steve Tasker. Steve, take it away.
Whoa. David, that game seemed to turn when you hit that long play down the left sideline. Right before halftime, you kind of went into game management mode. You decided not to score and then run the clock out for this first half.
Yeah, my opponent probably should have called his timeouts. I took advantage that he didn't. I was able to get another lucky play before the half. Fumble to start off the game was huge. Always a great way to start off a game. And just kind of chewed clock.
Good luck. As always, turnovers are an enormous.
Yeah, so he won. He looks like he's sad.
Yeah. Right, because in the other clip, he looked really freaked out, but I guess that's just always how he looks.
Well, he looks like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
He's got a really goofy haircut.
Pumpkin pie haircut.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
Yeah, if Jim Carrey didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I love in that clip how there's a mascot right next to him trying to get attention, and the cameraman just zooms right past him to Mr. Katz.
See, now that's where I would be disappointed as a father. I wouldn't care if my kid played esports, but you're the mascot for esports?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
So even the Buffalo Bills get in on the action, and he won this tournament in Buffalo. A Baltimore kid going to a rival city and winning the whole tournament. They tweeted it out. Congrats to David Katz, the Madden 17 Bills championship winner. Thanks for following along, Bills fans. So,
oh, that's sweet.
He goes on, wins this tournament, which is an official EA Sports tournament, and it's actually on the low side. The champion won $10,000.
Okay,
it's pretty good.
It's good,
but you would think it'd be a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in e-games.
Yeah,
that's just the entry fee for the poker main event.
That's true. Right. So yeah, he's still to this day listed on the EA Sports list of championship winners.
Well, yeah, Benoit is still a champion.
That's true.
You know, O.J. Simpson, speaking of the Buffalo Bills, he's still got rings.
That is true.
Does he have rings? I think he does. Maybe not. He's a Buffalo Bill. Probably not. Never mind.
To quote Bill Gates, well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what he said about Epstein.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Stop the investigation. He's dead now.
Yeah. Do you regret it? Well, he's dead. So anyway.
So technically, OJ doesn't have any rings.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, technically, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued.
So. This kid, he's on the up and up. He's just won the Madden 2017 championship, but it was for Madden 2018 because it's like a car where they have the number is a year ahead for some reason. And so he was going and he wanted to win some more money. So he goes down. He hears about this Madden tournament. The first Madden tournament in the country for the year was in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
So he packed up his car and drove all the way down there.
He drove from Baltimore.
For 11 hour ride. Yeah.
Okay, that's actually not that bad. That's a good day of driving.
Yeah.
By himself?
By himself.
He didn't have like a caddy equivalent.
Yeah, he doesn't
Someone takes you there.
Like, I don't know if anyone would want to go on a 11-hour ride with this guy.
No, definitely not. The power rates alone that he slams.
I wouldn't want to drive with him to the 7-Eleven down the block.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so he's on a high from winning the last year's Madden tournament. So he wants to go in there and just whoop everybody's ass.
Right.
What we didn't hear from that interview that I just played was that he was a 7th seed and he knocked off the number 2 seed to be able to get to the finals.
Got you.
And he was very upset about that. He's like, I'm not a 7th seed.
Well, you got to win. So go play and win, and then you won't be a 7th seed.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he does not take disrespect very lightly, it seems like.
No.
So he goes down to this tournament, and you're allowed to lose, I guess, once or twice, but then I think it might have been double elimination.
Yeah.
So he's in there, he's playing, and it just so happens that he loses multiple games. So he's got to go.
So everything will be fine. We'll just drive back up to Baltimore, and the story is over.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to join the Patreon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Last I heard, champions don't lose.
That's right.
Wow. Don't tell him that.
I don't know if you heard, but I'm not no 7 seed no more.
Yes, I got to say from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Although I actually don't know what happens in the story, so.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's worse than that scene probably then.
Yes.
It's up there.
Yeah. So they said everything was fine at this tournament. It was just weird because he wouldn't shake anybody's hand after he lost.
Yes.
And he was like very pissed off.
So probably just seemed like a sore loser and
yeah.
Well, also,
move
and
on.
this is not being disrespectful, but there's a level of autism to this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think that he is very comfortable around people. He's awkward, and I would assume that has something to do with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like a massive red flag that he's a little strange.
Yeah, a gamer has,
right.
a quirky identity.
He didn't seem like that cool, It's like, yeah, it's still the e-games here.
Yeah.
You see that professional gamer over there? He's a little standoffish.
Right.
Let's call the cops.
What's up his ass? He leaves. Everybody's just like, you know what? Everything's fine. This is also being telecast nationally on streaming on YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff.
Was this on C4? Remember that channel? Was it C4?
I do remember that channel.
Yeah, there's a gaming channel.
G4.
G4, yes,
Yeah.
G4.
I don't know if it's still around.
No, it's not anymore.
It might have been at this time.
Yeah.
But
because you really don't even need a channel anymore. People can, like you just said, Twitch, YouTube, get it on your phone.
Exactly. So they have thousands and thousands of people across the world watching this thing. And like I said, the excitement was in the air because it was the first EA Sports Madden 2019 tournament. So everyone's like, we got this new game. Let's friggin' have some fun.
Absolutely.
This dude ends up losing multiple games. He's not shaking anyone's hand. He leaves, and nobody really thinks much of it other than like, oh, he's being a dick today.
Right. Sore loser.
Yeah. It was weird because this was actually caught on stream. While people were still playing, the guys that just beat him were facing off against each other. And you start seeing someone like playing around with a laser pointer. And like, oh, I mean, it's a gaming tournament. Somebody's fucking with somebody. You think maybe, oh, they're trying to get in his eyes so he loses the game or whatever.
Oh, wow. Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah. Galooly.
Come on, don't galooly these guys.
Or George Costanza from Seinfeld trying to get a... Oh, no, his nemesis was trying to get a laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
And overtaking him.
That's gonna hurt. So what it ends up being is not a laser pointer. It ended up being an actual laser sight on a gun.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
And this was actually streamed across the world. Like I said, if very hard listen, we're going to play the footage of what actually happened.
Yep.
So if you're squeamish at all and don't want to hear any type of suffering or shooting, please skip ahead 1 minute.
Yep. It's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good games going on.
It's a lot. It's going to be hard to get them on stream. It's
not
a lot.
It's not a tough out today. Excuse me, not an easy out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what are you shooting with? Oh.
That's brutal.
God dang.
All in all, 12 shots rang out. And
well, just for the sake of asking, who won the game?
Oh, God.
Did they stop it?
They did have to stop it.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
That's such a horrifying sound.
Yeah, that's what we call a push in the casino. They'll give you your money.
Oh,
back.
that's nice. You get a push?
Yeah.
Good.
Maybe they paused.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said on one of our other podcasts where during the Vegas shooting, I knew some people that were there still wanting to play poker.
Yeah, no, it's over for tonight.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop gambling.
Jesus.
So can I still get my winnings from the slot machine?
Imagine you hit the jackpot and the cops are like, you gotta go. I'm like, I'm staying.
Hold on. You're getting shot like in the leg and the back. You're like, 1 second.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So he went in. What had happened was he loaded up his car with like 2 or 3 guns before even going there. So he knew if he lost this tournament, he was going to go out in style.
Do you think he was going to do it if he wanted to? Is it
possible?
Right? Because he had some premeditation.
Yeah.
It certainly would have happened at some point anyway, I'm sure, which is scary.
Right.
Like, could it have been prevented? That's always more frightening if you realize it couldn't have been.
Right. Katz, it says that he has a history of mental illness and was prescribed antipsychotic medication. He was diagnosed with dismissed.
He was dismissed. He was diagnosed with being. I'm Dusty Rose.
Kyle turned into a gay Southern waiter.
Not the American dream.
I do declare.
I do declare.
Diagnosed with dismissed.
Dysthymia.
Oh,
okay.
Which is just persistent depressive disorder. I guess I could have just said that. Yeah.
Right.
Welcome to the club, pal.
Which usually means suicidal, but then he turned into homicidal.
Right. That's what I said it on OK, bud, and I'm saying it again. If you're going to kill yourself, then you can do that. We don't say you should, but if you do it, don't take other people with you.
Sure.
He had been involuntarily committed to mental hospitals on numerous occasions growing up.
I mean, you know how crazy that would be to be voluntarily committed? Like, hey, guys, you got a room for tonight?
Hey, I'm back again.
Right. Is anyone voluntarily going in there?
You got a bed?
Come on.
And who's watching him? Does he live with his family?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, and they just didn't know how to handle it anymore? Or?
Well, they were trying to blame it on the fact that his parents got divorced like 10 years before this.
Everyone's parents are divorced.
Yeah, exactly. It's like join the club. Everybody's.
Jeez. I mean, not mine. My parents are good Christian people who would never do that.
That's right.
Because when they take a vow, they don't break it. Even though I was desperately trying to get my mom to divorce my dad growing up. But now, I'm very happy they're together.
There you go. His dad came out and said, he's never shown signs of schizophrenia to me. He's always been very aware. It's like, dude, your kid has been locked up more times than you can count.
Right.
Can't wait to hear his TED Talk.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. I can't.
How many people died in the shooting?
So, yeah, there was 2 fatalities and 9 injuries.
It's interesting because had this taken place at like a Call of Duty convention, people really would have blamed the game a lot.
Yeah.
The fact it was Madden,
right?
I think, I mean, it doesn't help or hurt, but they would have definitely blamed the gaming itself if it was something more violent than John Madden football.
And there would have been more confusion.
Oh, that's true, too.
Everybody had fake guns.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'd think, too, like, when I was thinking of this story, I was like, this isn't Jacksonville, Florida. How does nobody there have a goddamn gun? But then you think it's all nerds playing Madden.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Some things are sacred.
Yeah.
You don't need a gun to play Madden.
Right.
Places of worship, Chuck E. Cheese's, and Madden tournaments.
Right.
Come on.
And it's insane. He should have just done what I used to do when I'd get really pissed after losing that electric water level in the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, sure.
I would bite the controller and throw it at the wall.
The biting part's interesting.
Well,
yeah.
We can get into that later. We don't need to analyze my childhood right now.
Yeah, I beat this one kid growing up named Pete in Madden football. He threw the Sega cartridge at my ear, punctured my ear.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a real asshole.
These people. Yeah, so the fatalities were Elijah Clayton. He was 22 years old from Woodland Hills, California, right down the street.
Oh.
He was a professional gamer known by the alias True Boy.
Oh.
And
like that one.
He reportedly made a last-second decision to attend the Jacksonville tournament.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Wow.
The video circulating on social media after the shooting that we just watched shows a red dot on his chest from the laser sight on Katz's handgun. So he was very specifically targeted.
Because he was beating him.
Well, he had already lost.
But did he kill the guy that beat him? Do we know that?
I don't know that to be a fact.
But 2 of the gamers were actively playing.
Yes.
Okay. So they must have. One of them must have beat him.
Yeah.
And at that point, anyone playing is doing better than him.
Yeah, exactly. And Taylor Robinson also died. He was age 27 from Ballard, West Virginia. He was a professional gamer known as Spot Me Please.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he has a wife and children, and that's just
That's
brutal.
so sad. Yeah. It's interesting. They're both in their 20s. I did learn this. You can age yourself out of being a pro gamer. The older you get, the less good you are.
Reaction time.
Yeah, it's like it's a real sport in many ways.
Yeah.
It's like other sports then.
It's like other sports.
And think about their age. They were living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such and I'm always fascinated when this sort of horror happens. It's something that's supposed to be fun.
Right.
They take it very seriously. After a big e-game competition, they put their hands in an ice bath. Yeah. They ice bath their hands. Yeah. Yeah. No, they don't. That's a joke.
Okay, I believe you.
Anything could be.
Anything's possible. Maybe they do. I don't know. They might actually. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So they had a press conference letting everybody know that he did buy the 2 handguns before the shooting.
Well, yeah, he didn't buy him after. It's not a chicken or the egg situation.
How did he get those?
It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah. He bought the guns after the shooting.
Whoa!
My God. We've got a time travel.
This guy's good.
Yeah, he shot it from 2024.
Yeah. EA Sports released a statement saying its most heartfelt sympathies went out to the families of victims of those who were injured and killed, which is nice.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
But
what else are you going to say if you're EA?
Sorry for not providing security.
Oh,
I mean, but again, who thinks this is going to happen at a Madden tournament? It's supposed to be innocent.
Exactly, yeah.
You would never suspect this. And there probably was security on some level.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly the Comic-Cons are highly secured.
Right.
But
Yeah, and they don't allow realistic looking weapons either now at those cons.
Yeah.
They do confiscate.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
EA further donated $1 million as charity for the victims of the shooting and set up another fund for others to be able to contribute to them. So,
oh my God.
That was nice.
Yeah, brutal. You just get up one day and you're like, I'm going to go win this Madden tournament, and some jackass shoots you. It's the worst way to die. It really is.
Yeah. It's very scary.
So what happened with him? Did he end up committing suicide on the site?
Yeah, so like a friggin' coward, he took himself out after because he didn't want to deal with the consequences of what he had done.
Okay.
So took the coward's way out and just left a bunch of families grieving like an asshole.
Jesus.
It's so weird. At the beginning of the story, I wasn't sure if he was going to be the perpetrator or the victim.
Yep.
And looking back now, like, what a creepy interview.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
It's a perversion of Pearl Jam's Jeremy.
Mm.
It's always the quiet ones that are, and not always the quiet ones. But sometimes it's the person you know is coming. You're like, yeah, they're definitely going to commit crimes. But I don't think a lot of people saw this one coming.
Except that he did look like a psycho.
He really did.
He has that psycho look. And let's be honest, if you're going to succeed in streaming your game playing, you do have to have a bit of charisma.
Right.
This guy was just good at Madden, but he had no personality.
Yeah. No
I think he was
cachet.
lacking tits. That's really what you want.
too skinny.
If you're a woman or a man, in my case as well, but if you can mix a little sex appeal with gaming, oh my God, you're gonna be a multimillionaire.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. Time magazine said the documents that the FBI released portrayed David Katz as an obsessive consumer of video games, sometimes to the detriment of his school attendance or personal hygiene.
Oh,
which is like every other gamer.
His mother said, quote, his hair would go unwashed for days.
All right. That's not I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As their relationship deteriorated with his mother, Elizabeth Katz, she routinely called 911, accusing David of assaulting her to gain control of the television remote.
What?
So this guy was just unhinged.
So
He really was.
They did know they raised a psychopath.
Exactly. That's why the dad coming out and being like, I don't know what anybody's talking about. He was a very nice boy.
Oh my Lord. It sounds like there was some denial going on.
Big time. It ain't just a river in Egypt.
Oh.
Well, he should go and date Susan Klebold.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, the mom of, yes. Oh, her.
The Columbine shooter.
Yes, his father.
Yeah.
Love.
They would make a great couple.
So what do you guys talk about? You know, birthing a psychopath.
Yeah.
And how they didn't see any signs.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking idiots.
It was just on them. Friggin' assholes.
Don't blame the parents. Yeah, you know what? Let's blame some of these parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
I blame whoever. What was he playing as the Buffalo Bills when he lost?
I think the Ravens. That was.
Oh, he's playing as the. Oh, dude, you got to win with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is made for Madden.
Yeah.
His character is almost like the Bo Jackson
and
of sports.
Maybe he wanted to go down like his hero Ray Lewis, who definitely shot somebody.
Okay, Ray Lewis. That man, you're such an asshole, Kyle. Your whole family is criminals.
Yeah, I know.
Ray Lewis.
That's how I know.
It had to happen. Ray Lewis, it had to happen.
Yeah.
It had to happen. What do you mean it had to happen?
He had to do a Ray. Okay, you can mess with Ray Lewis, you're gonna die. What are you doing?
No, he's not even defending killing somebody.
No, I'm not.
Yes, he killed somebody, but he was in the right.
He was in the right. Same with Snoop Dogg, who also Kyle diminishes.
So you know what happened that night? Someone scuffed his coat. So you should kill someone for that?
Pow pow.
Somebody scuffed Ray Lewis's coat?
Yeah.
Yeah. You fucked. Yeah.
That is an offense punishable by death.
Well, in Baltimore, it is.
Well, that was at the Super Bowl, though, not even Baltimore.
That's right. Well,
Atlanta.
Oh, come on. Atlanta also.
Oh my God, I love it.
And
has a hot take.
Yeah.
Just nothing. It's fine. He's a Hall of Famer.
I believe that will take us to
final thoughts.
Okay, so we have to move on from Ray Lewis being innocent, even though he killed a man.
We got a whole death and entertainment on it, so people can go back and
murder and killing are different things.
Hey.
Ew.
Yeah, so what do we have today? We had Apetor, poor guy.
Yeah, the most innocent of all of the people we've covered.
Yeah.
His content is also very self-damaging.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take care of your physical and mental health.
Yeah, because Jupiter Joe, technically, I guess his content was pure in a sense.
Right.
And then obviously the crime was absolutely heinous.
Yeah.
And
which I almost think makes it worse.
Right. Well, it's always those people that are pretending like they're nice guys.
Yeah.
That when you find out that they're evil.
Well, sometimes. But again, then sometimes I think that's a trope that's a little bit like Jeffrey Dahmer. His neighbors were like, he was a little weird.
Yeah.
That's true.
And they could smell rotting people every time he opened his door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is common with the kind of crimes that Jupiter Joe did.
Yeah.
Where oftentimes they do wear the mask of being, the neighborhood friendly.
Well, I think he did that too because he wanted to be around children.
Yeah.
And that's how he was able to do it. So yeah, that's all nasty.
Creepy.
And then the Korean.
Oh yeah, the Korean Tupac Biggie beef.
Yeah, that was quite the beef.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest part about all of this is, in a sense, aren't we all complicit? People watch this stuff. We talked about it on OK Bud this week with a mukbanger that died. People watch this stuff, and in a way, they want it to end horribly.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I mean, not a Madden. I think most people watch the Madden tournament and be like, I hope someone scores.
Yeah.
But in other cases, it is a dangerous line.
You're right, though. Look at Apetor.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, you're watching these videos thinking, how can he survive that?
Right.
And it's fascinating to watch. And then eventually, it did kill him.
Right.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And then as far as Madden, all I can say is, don't take the game so seriously.
Oh, of course. He could have lost at Frogger.
Yeah.
And done this, though. I don't think it was Madden's fault.
Someone could have gotten his order wrong at Starbucks.
He was going to kill somebody.
Yes.
Right.
Well, R.I.P. to all the innocent lives lost.
Yes. You hear that?
You've got mail.
Oh. Hey, we got ourselves a mailbag.
Nice.
From the Gene Hackman episode, Jane Doe wrote and is backing up Alejandro's mom.
Wow. Wow.
Jane Doe said, my mom had a crush on Gene Hackman too. She liked him more than Tom Cruise in The Firm.
Okay.
I had no clue he was so old, and I was so surprised when he died. May he, his wife, and their dogs rest in peace. Well, there was only one dog, but eventually they can all rest in peace.
Yeah.
And she will forever love his performance in the Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
So funny.
Just
so many great roles.
Yeah. Faking an illness to get back in his kid's life.
Who doesn't do that?
It's a nice family story.
It is.
And real quickly, since we recorded that episode, we found out that the wife died from a disease she got from a rat.
Yeah.
Hantavirus.
Yeah, what's it called?
Hantavirus.
Hantavirus. While she's cleaning the garage.
Oh, God.
No good deed goes unpunished. Like she's trying to do some cleaning and she dies from it.
Jeez.
And then we found out that Gene Hackman had Alzheimer's.
Yep. He was walking around her corpse for a week.
So that's
brutal.
the scenario, I guess, that happened.
Jeez.
She died, and then he eventually died, not even realizing she was dead.
Didn't even have that scenario ready to go.
No, that wasn't even one of our theories.
Yes. But you can go and hear all of our theories on various things by supporting us on Spotify or Apple, or also our Patreon, patreon.com/diebud, where we have teamed up with the OK Bud podcast. 2 podcasts,
yes,
1 Patreon. You get 5 live shows a week and can participate in those shows by adding comments live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for listening to another great week of Death in Entertainment, and of course, OK Bud as well. And all right, hail yourselves.
And until next week,
don't go dying on us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You have just heard
a true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.